Starting off strong, we're going to get the Bodyography foundation palette, and I went in with the lightest shade just to shape up my eyebrows. Once you're done with the shaping of the brow, you're going to go ahead and put the same brush that you used to outline the brows to blend that out. To fill in my eyebrows, I'm going to take an eyeshadow palette from the Dollar Tree. It is called Nudes, just to darken what needs to be darkened and give my eyebrows a little bit more color. Next, I'm going back in with my Bodyography palette for a foundation, and I'm going to use the shade Medium. Going back in with the same eyeshadow palette from the Dollar Tree, we're going to start with contouring of the nose. It can be a bit difficult if you're not sure what you're looking for, so I took a shade of brown, not the darkest, neither the lightest. I took the thinnest brush that I had. I found the flat surface of my nose and I looked for an edge or a corner, and once I found the corner, I did the smallest bit of shading, because what's going to happen is once I move the shading up to the inner corner of my eyes and around my nose for a button, I'm going to use all of that pigment that I have left on my skin to finish contouring without overdoing it. Using our Profusion palette from the Walmart, I use the browns for contouring. Now, the secret to contouring is that you do want to start with that space just right there at your cheekbone and work your way up, so that way you don't have too much dark, deep definition every time you turn your head. And we cannot forget just the light contouring under the chin. Now going back into that Profusion palette, I'm going to use that to start my outlining for my cut crease. Now, cut crease is a cut crease. You want to start just above that crease. You see how I just lightly did it above the fold, so that way when I'm looking or I'm blinking, you're always going to see that crease. Going in with the orange from my Profusion palette, I'm going to place that just above the cut crease and later go in with a small fluffy brush to help blend. Now for the cut crease, we're going to take the LA Colors concealer in the shade Light, and we're going so sorry, I'll be laughing at myself sometimes, and I'm going to take a pointed flat brush and I'm going to use that brush to help me get a nice clean cut crease look. I'm only emphasizing because I'm trying the best that I can. Now we're going to go in with a flat brush. With that flat brush, we're going to press it into a sparkly orange eyeshadow color that I have available on my Profusion palette. We want to make sure when it comes to anything that's sparkly, it can have a little bit of fall off, so you're going to press it without poking the eye out onto the area where you already put in that LA Colors concealer. Now I went back in with the nude color eyeshadow palette and I gave myself just a soft black wing liner. We don't want this look to be harsh. We still want it to be a little light, a little dramatic. Now we're going to go in with the orange, do a light blush, and then you go in with your concealer, the same concealer that we used on the eyes, which is the LA Colors Light. I realized that when you use concealer over the blush, it gives it a little bit more of a natural blush. Originally, my intentions were to just keep the concealer right there under my eyes where you can see it, but on one side of the face I went a bit too far out and I ended up making the wing a little bit more crisp, so we ended up doing it on the other side. It's no big deal. Any extra product of the concealer I had on the sponge, I went ahead and applied it around my mouth, and I went back in and applied any extra eyeshadow back along the cheeks and the nose. I did have my lipstick pouch, and the lipstick that you actually do see me put on is a liquid lipstick that I got off of Temu. I don't normally promote this product because it does have like a factory chemical smell to it, and I would hate to be the reason why someone has an allergic reaction. The only reason why I do still use this product is because I have not had an allergic reaction to it, and I do like the results of any look I am attempting. I will still leave it in the description box. Back with the nudes color eyeshadow palette. I love the highlighter that it comes in the palette, so I use that for my tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose, and also above the cheekbones. For the lashes, I don't have any strips, and unfortunately enough, I have these little pieces of clusters. So for a little speed quest, you're going to see me go ahead and manually apply them without tweezers because I don't have tweezers either. I've actually had practice doing this, so I'm not too worried about doing it. When I was homeless for a little bit and just out on the streets and trying to make myself not look like what I was going through, I did have a lot of practice with doing this, so that's why you don't see me sweat and blinking twice about it, or even how it can look decent enough. And that is the tutorial for today's look. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to subscribe.